Hey pool fans, fellow pool aficionados, welcome to the Billiard Network's next 9-ball offering. As you can maybe see from the lagging hand, it's the legend that is SVB, Shane Captain America Van Boening, versus Dillian Tiklev, and we are at the, well, kind of very famous IDM Pool Club in Bucharest, Romania. Shane to break from the box. Now this is not a necessity actually, but he chose to do so. So you can break from anywhere behind the breaking line. So no break box rule enforced, but Shane seems to like it that way. Now what happened was he made a ball on the break, but the 3-point rule is still in effect. 3-point rule means in order for the players not to break too soft, they enforce the 3-point rule. Breakers need to gain 3 points. You can do that by every ball you make as a point, and every ball that passes the breaking line, the white line you see in the north end of the table, also is a point. And Shane made one ball and made only the 8 ball past the breaking line. Therefore, control passes to the opponent, and he or she can choose to take it or leave it and put the breaker back in. But I think he's going to take it. Or is this a push out? Isn't this 1-6 combination pretty... Huh? Oh, wow. I thought the 1-6 combination, but the 1 is actually the 4 ball. Pardon me, it's early in the match. It's good I'm not playing myself. My name is Rico Diks, and I'll be narrating you through proceedings here. If you haven't been to the IDM Pool Club in Bucharest, Romania, I suggest you pay a visit. 40 Brunswick Gold Crown 4 classic tables, highest of quality, newly refurbished, freshly reclothed, ready for some proper pool to be played. So, still in line, a little bit more angle on the 4 than he needed, but can just slow roll this in. Position will be automatic on the 6 ball. Then after the 6 needs to cross over for the brown 7. He can do so in various ways, either with no angle or an angle on the 6 ball. So I'll focus on this 4 ball. And what a start it would be, it would feel, if you're playing against a player that is considered big favorite against you to take first blood, take rack number 1, makes one feel pretty darn good. And if you lose the first rack, then you kind of think, oh yeah, here we go on that slippery slope downwards. As things stand, now this is a little bit too straight. I think he can maybe stun his cue ball out a ball's width to the right of where the 7 ball is now. But in a way, would love to be fairly straight in on the black to screw back for position on the 9 ball. Can leave himself 30 to 40 degree angle as he will have. Alright, that's a pretty confident thump of that 7 ball into the pocket. Shin pockets here, so I think there will be about 4 1/4 inches. Nice. Good play by Dillian. Nice confident stroke on the 7 and the 8, perfect on the 9, and there we go. Fast forwarding the racking and long thinking times for you. I appreciate it, and I think you will too. So Dillian breaking, trying to make brown 7. That didn't go, but the one beneath the brown 7, well, did go, and the brown 7 went into the opposite corner pocket. And 2 balls past the breaking line, so definitely a legal break, but a bit of a jump shot requirement here on the 1 ball, which I think a lot of the top professionals might take, because the reward, as soon as you hit the 1, is position on the 3. So kind of like a stop shot you'd like to play here. Alright, here we go. Make sure to first clear the obstruction. Short cue action. Ooh, Beautiful, beautiful. And that gives him a shot on the 3 ball. 5 ball, as you can see, close to the right side pocket, but unpocketable in that right side, so wants to have very specific position on the 4 ball so he can bring his cue ball to the right side rail south of the 5 ball from where we're looking, because you don't want to be on the other side, because I think it's an automatic scratch. Could roll this in naturally, cue ball straight into the middle diamond of the short rail and then back towards the 4, but I think he's going to do a little bit more traveling. Yeah, that's close. Well, he actually got himself a pot and a stun angle to open up that 5 ball off the rail. Will be pretty hard to miss the 5 ball if you give it like a tip below center, half a tip below center, even center ball stun. Don't think he's straight enough to draw his cue ball back off the 4 and get to the before mentioned preferred position. Now, hitting the 5 doesn't always mean you get a shot, but pretty good percentage. Okay, it's more angle than I thought. For a 2-0 lead, key shot. Okay, yeah, tough action. Alright, Shane to the table. First shot after the break in game 1. Naturally the cue ball will roll towards the 8, so needs some manipulation, either with right spin or stun draw his cue ball back towards the 5. So a bit of right spin. Ooh, didn't catch enough of it. Still a pretty nice cue ball that rolled towards the 5, but bit of a tricky pot in the pocket nearest to us. Does that 6 ball pass the 8? I think it just about does. Even if it doesn't, he's got enough angle on the 5 ball to bring his cue ball to the top left corner of the table, and then 1 or 2 rails position on the 6. Okay, he's going that route. Yeah, so I think he wants to play the 6 top left corner pocket. So wants to kind of bring his cue ball back to where it is now, off of this short rail near us. Pretty natural position. Focus on the pot. Okay, so never tried my option. Did go for the 6 in the pocket, where the 8 is covering half of the pocket, I think. Whew. Yeah, in these instances, just go for the left side of the pocket. Don't even think about the 8 ball. There is room, so don't think about the obstruction. Nice. Ooh. Collision with the 9 ball. Not too bad in the end. Place the 9 ball in an easier potting position. Needs a bit of a slow roll left spin to come 2 rails after the 8 towards the 9. Shane might thump this. That's pretty nice. Okay, so we are inching towards an even ball game at 1 rack apiece. And so Shane from the box trying to make the yellow and left side pocket, possibly brown. Yeah, but more going for the yellow with these the box cut break. The 9 balls are racked with the turtle rack. I think that's what that template is called. The brown 7 fully covering Shane's view from the cue ball to the 2 ball. Jump shot, ill-advised. It's possible to jump it to clear the 7, but you won't be able to keep the cue ball down after hitting the slate and then hitting the 2. The cue ball would most likely bounce off the table, so push out here. Looking ahead in this rack, the 6 ball might give us some play. 6 and the 9 is a potential combination. Has to be very much made though. So it's not a total open rack. Could also play position from the 5 to the 6. That's looking ahead. Now look at this push out. What did Shane offer him? Has to offer something, you'd imagine. I think I might give this back. Could cut the 2 on the left side, sending the 2 to the middle of the top short rail. Cue ball behind the 4-8. That's the most natural thing, not requiring any spin and a certain cut. Yeah, that's what he tried. Overcut the 2, leaving the 2-5 not natural combination. And the combination, he's going to hit the 2 ball fairly thick, meaning his cue ball will remain in that top left corner initially, and the 2 ball will cut the 5 and come back up table. So the cue ball and the 2 kind of separating from each other. Could maybe slow roll it, try to hit the 5 short rail and leave the 2 for the 2 ball in the side pocket. Okay, I like that. Authoritative hit. Kind of knew the 2 ball was going to come towards that corner of the table at that pace. Nice, I like it. Yes, looking for that window in between the green and brown. I would almost be tempted to spin the cue ball towards the brown, although then you won't have the angle you maybe need to get from the 3 to the 4. Go cue ball, roll cue ball. Ooh, I think he's got there. But now the 7 ball, something pretty big to avoid in zigzagging your cue ball back and forth. A lot of right spin. That is a pretty good shot. I'm not sure if he tried to reach that part of the side pocket or if he was trying to come to the left of that right side pocket. Either way, he didn't scratch. What he has got is a natural position to guide his cue ball just south of this left side pocket, which would mean position on the 6 ball. As you can see, playing with an extension on his cue. Strickland, the original innovator of that little thing. So it gives you more cue weight to drive through the cue ball. For those big shots, I think it can be good. For the softer shots, I'm not necessarily convinced it's beneficial. Still though, pretty good showing against the legend that is Shane by Dillian. I like his kind of demeanor around the table. Positive, a little bit of rhythm, playing with a bit of heart already, even in these early stages. It's pretty fired up, I like it. Nice. As you can see on the other table, I think it's Mark Bijsterbosch, judging by his stroke and head that's not full of hair. So, nice little 2-5 combination that gave him the chance and kept control. Nice Dillian. 2-1 lead, a race to 9. We're playing the last 32 here, so pretty big prize on offer, reaching the last 16. So 3 ball near us. That didn't go. None of those, nor the 3 ball nor the 1 ball racked below that 3 ball. That also tends to come towards our corner here when cutting the break. The 1 ball didn't go into the right side. So we have an illegal break because no balls were made and only the 8-ball passed, and so Shane can give control back. Now Dillian can still push out, but of course, on average out of 100 game, apparently, maybe old stats, but the pushing out player loses more than half of the racks because you have to kind of offer your opponent something. You can't really just leave him, tucked in snookered, because you're going to get the shot back. So cut the 1, cue ball behind the 6 ball. That needs a very specific cut on the 1 and speed on the cue ball. Alternatively, what else is there, people? Think along with me. Can Shane hit the 1 ball full on? Don't know what that really brings. Wow. Didn't really see that one coming. Nice. Well, he's got control. Pretty natural, deadly safety with the cue ball off the 1 ball, off the short rail behind the red 3. Leaving the 1 ball preferably out in the open. Now that is not good enough. That's definitely going to be jumped at and hit, and then you're kind of hoping for the jumping player not to get away with it. Had he been closer to the 3 ball, eliminating the jump shot, then the 1 or 2 rail kick would have been quite difficult to hit that 1 ball out in the open sea. Yeah, going for the pot. The cue ball will then most likely travel 2 rails, not necessarily for a position on the 3, but as long as he can make the 1 and see the 3, that's about as good as he can hope for here. So pretty good aiming process, really taking this shot seriously. He wants to really make it, not just to hit it. Alright, gave away the 1. Now it's good that a stop shot on the 1 ball gives him a shot on the 3, because that 5 ball rolling there on the right side rail made the window considerably smaller for position on the 3. So basically a stop shot by Shane. Now you can do that by thumping it with a tip below center, but if you just draw your cue ball more, you can hit the ball softer. And it's a nicer stroke. Boom. Shane does like to pound him, doesn't he? Not extremely hard, but just a nice full thump. So, top right on the cue ball. Is he going to spin it around the 9, around the 4 ball? 3 rails for position on the 4 in the pocket nearest to us. And that's what he wanted. Cue ball kind of hydraulicked and spun dead on itself. There's a bank on. There's a side pocket on. I think that's what he's going for. But how do you need a lot of right spin to get position on the 5. Oh, nice. So it'll be interesting to see in this match. Eventually, you would imagine the more games are played, the warmer Shane gets. Dillian looks pretty warmed up already and very much up for it. But let's see if he can keep up his high level of play. Now this, of course, much more angle than Shane wanted. Also caused by stretching a bit further than he wanted. Zigzagging his cue ball 3 rails, 1, 2, 3, and back towards the 8. Nice speed. So Shane will probably be going for the placing the cue ball in the break box area. So he's trying to hit the one ball. It's looking ahead of things. Half ball with a lot of draw. Drawing his cue ball off the one ball straight to the right into the side rail like that. Made the one ball. Made the 4 ball. Made the 7 ball pass, so it's a legal break. But again, snookered on that 2 ball. What to do, what to do. Don't think he'll be jumping at this, so a far away push out. I think I would give this back. So as I ask most of the times when commentating on these beautiful Billiard Network offerings, let us know where you're watching this from. We'd love to know. The year, we'd also be interested. I mean, it is, for me, December. It's about 2 days before Christmas. 2023 as I'm commentating on this from my lovely home in London, England. This was played in March, or was it May 2023? But you may very well be watching this in the year 3013, who knows? So Shane got the shot back. What's he going to do here? Beautiful 2 ball path. I mean, he hit it as good as he could. You know, there are, I think, many other ways that he can make the 2 ball roll like that and make the cue ball not roll into the 5 ball such that he would make the 5 ball. So what are the options on the 2? You can split the 2, so hit the left half of the 2 ball, guide the 2 towards the 9 ball, cue ball to the left long rail, not give anything away, hard to get a full ball snooker. Bank the 2 just to pass the 3 ball on the left side, cue ball potentially behind the 9. He'll probably do something I didn't mention yet. Yeah. Ooh, cue ball. Cue ball. Ooh, oh. Yeah. He went for the tougher hit on the 2 ball. 2 ball needed to be hit very thin. And kind of hit it a bit too thin. Had he hit it a bit thicker, the cue ball would have rolled and hit the long rail as the 3rd rail and not scratched. So, I like this game so far because Dillian has been showing some good stuff, good rhythm, and has actually played the better of the 2 so far. So it's interesting to see, as I mentioned before, if Dillian can keep this up. You would almost think he needs like a 3-4 game lead before he reaches 7 or something to potentially keep that up, or Shane might come back and make it 7-all, and they might get to hill. That's how I look at it, really. But with a chance for 3-2, and he would be breaking after this. And that's a bit too much angle on the 3 ball. So playing this with a natural cue ball reaction and with a lot of right spin. When he hits this bottom rail near us, it will spin to the left as far as he can muster it without sacrificing making the 3. And the cue ball will spin towards the 9, not behind the 9, of course. Doable. That last roll made a big difference. But now it'll be harder. Had he had less angle, been a bit straighter, he could have played this with bottom right. Now he has to kind of spin it only with left spin and roll it, which is a bit tougher. A little bit of stroke arm willing that cue ball and 6 ball in. Okay, so far from ideal here. Could stun the cue ball straight to the left of where the brown 7 is into the short rail and leave himself the 8 ball in the pocket near us, but needs an angle to cross over from position from the 8 to the 9. Needs an angle. Didn't get any angle. I'd almost be tempted to screw it back where the cue ball is now and leave the bank. So you don't have to force the 8-ball in with speed, making the pocket jaws a lot less friendly. Not sure what kind of angle he has, very little. Could maybe top it with top left. See, but that's the quality required. Okay, is it looking for a big screw back, bottom right spin. Spin back to the short rail and make it spin towards the 9. Here we go. That is a great shot to save himself. And even more so, besides winning this game, it will give him even more confidence than he may have already had. This guy looks like a confident fella. Here we go. 3-2 the lead for Dillian Tiklev against Shane van Boening. And breaking, trying to make the black 8 near us, or the 5-ball rack beneath it. Nice. I think he's breaking him too hard. He's really whacking him with not a very accurate cue ball, giving the 8-ball not enough time to kind of duck into this pocket near us, and the 8-ball is hitting the rail to the left of the pocket near us. I know there's a lot of elements involved in producing a good break, whatever style you're trying to do, whether it's Shane's box break or the cut break from the side. Nice opener by Shane. 4-9 I see, but that's pretty almost nailed on a dead combination, meaning it's a pretty straight in hit. So this key shot of this rack, nice. Yeah, it's proven to be a nice little encounter so far. In the first 25 minutes or so of this match, Dillian giving no quarter to Shane van Boening and producing some excellent shots, especially the last rack from the 8 to the 9, that big screw back with the bottom right spin. Nice. So Shane probably breaking from the box once more. The corner balls, or corner ball from where he's breaking, is going to be much harder to make. He's solely really going for the 1-ball. It may also prove harder to comply with the 3-point rule. Here we go. Switched from the box to the side. So looking for the 8, bottom right corner pocket, potentially the ball rack beneath it. Check those two out. Neither of them went, nor did the 1-ball go into the side. A lot of balls past the head string, so a legal break, but a dry break. But no pocket for the 1-ball. I would almost, if he's able to hit the cue ball a tip below center with a bit of elevation, hit the 1-ball pretty thick and kind of stun draw his cue ball behind the pink 4, sending the 1-ball, banking it towards the 8-ball, 7-ball. Hopefully not leaving a jump shot. Or am I overlooking something? While Dillian's thinking about this, so happy that you're all watching this with me, and thanks for tuning into the Billiard Network. Check out our vast library of so many cool 9-ball encounters and all kinds of 8-ball matches. Nice. That was what I was mentioning, leaving no jump shot. Yeah, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. We'd appreciate it as well if you press the like button, and you can press the subscribe button if you wish to be kind of the first ones to know when we post our next match, which is pretty darn regular, I can tell you. So Shane with a 2-rail kick, wanting to send a 1 ball to that side of the table, is always going to require a pretty thick hit on the 1 ball, meaning the white ball was kind of following the 1 ball. And that is what happened. So 1 to the 2, pretty nice. And then it's the position 2 or 3 rails from the 2. So he's going to leave his cue ball on the right side of the table. So he has a half ball hit on the 2 ball. And then he can play the 2 ball with a lot of right spin. Talk about that after this shot. Yeah. So a lot of right spin, you would imagine. Spinning in between the brown and the yellow 9 ball. But then it's the 8 ball he needs to avoid. Although he could hit the 8 ball on the left side and still kind of drift down towards the 3. Could hit the 2 ball very thin, make it very thin. Yeah, so that's the original path I was mentioning. Could guide his cue ball with a bit of check side in between, off the shore rail, in between the black and the yellow. Smaller area for position though. So going for the regular one. Nice, beautiful line. That's perfect. And leaving himself a nice shot on the 3 and still a maneuverable cue ball. I've mentioned it many times before to simplify how you think about rotation pool, so 9 ball or 10 ball. If the next ball you have to shoot, if you get position on that solely by making the object ball you're currently shooting, then you would like to hold very little angle like now. Making the 4 and rolling it forward will give him a shot on the 5. But the 5 will not necessarily give him hitting the 5 ball will not get you a shot on the green 6. So you want to have 20 to 40 degree angle on the 5 ball to make it a doable 5 ball and an easily maneuverable cue ball. As you can see, that's a 20 degree angle. So you can play around with this cue ball. Now the 6 to the 7. As soon as you hit the 6, you've got a shot on the 7. But you might want to have a specific angle on the 7. Oh. So now the question is, if you want to play position from the 7 to the 8, as I mentioned, as soon as you hit the 7, you've got a shot on the 8. But that is of course a longer diagonal shot. You could choose to forego on that position. You need a special reason though. And maybe play position on the 7 in the right side pocket, I'd imagine. Sometimes what I would go for, even though you would need to take your medicine as such, you need to do a lot more traveling with your cue ball in this instance from the 7 to the 8. Let's see, a lot of left spin. Now needs a nice angle on the 8. Yeah, Dillian is showing us some skills. I like it. And now basically as soon as you hit the 8, you will have a shot on the 9, and rolling it further or forward over its natural path will get you an even better shot on the 9 ball. So as I said, if it's connect the dots, meaning the ball you're hitting gives you a shot on the next one, keep minimal angle. Otherwise, keep about 20 to 40 degree angle. About 9 out of 10 times, that's what you will see. All right, for a 4-3 lead. So about to go mid-match. And Dillian, not just hanging on Shane's coattails, but letting Shane hang on his coattails. Here we go. 7 ball, red ball. Yeah, 7 ball got kicked in. That's nice. All right, we got action. Shot on the 1 ball. Naturally, if you make the 1 ball top right, your cue ball is going to hit the left side of the 3 ball and might scratch. So I think there's a path giving the cue ball just that little bit of backspin, manipulating the path by missing the 3 ball after he comes off the 1. That's what he's looking now. And then, yeah, in a way you'd like to play it with no left spin and bring the cue ball in between the 8-9 towards the bottom right corner pocket. You can also spin it. Then the 4 ball becomes a big ball to have to avoid. Let's see. 1 ball first. Bit of backspin. Nice. 4 ball. Yeah, see? But hit it positively. I like it. You know, had he hit it softer, a lot softer, and just shaved the 4 ball, he would have been snookered for the first 2 revolutions of both balls. He hit it a little bit more speed. I like it. Now this is a chance for a 5-3 lead here in Bucharest, Romania, playing what is currently the most famous and most competitive tournament in mainland Europe. Well, all over Europe really, including the UK. I guess the UK Open could be considered, but as in not a world ranking, not a world 9-ball tour tournament, a privately hosted tournament. It is the biggest and best in Europe, and that's quite a feat by Robert Braga and his team. So, all going well. Now, still work to do, because getting his cue ball back to where it is now, that's possible. Maybe needs half a tip of left to straighten it up off of this short rail. Don't hit the 9. Nice. Perfect. He's playing such good speeds, good angles, good lines, good demeanor around the table, good authoritative stroking, not whacking it, just playing positively. I'm a fan. Alright, so a bit of a drag shot here. Make the 5. Even that's okay, just make the 5. You know? Can shoot the 8 top right corner and get direct position, or maybe take a little bit of a cut into the right side and then traveling his cue ball with a bit of top left spin. Let's see what he goes for. But you can see he's definitely playing inspired pool, and I think that's an important thing. Ooh! I mean, he was definitely still playing inspired pool, but just not accurate enough on the 8 ball. Wow, 5-3 or 4-all. Hello, what a difference. Shane still needs to get position on the 9 ball. It's not always easy from such a deep hanging 8 ball in the corner pocket. Yeah, now needs accuracy on this shimmed pocket near us. For all the score, race to 9 for a place in the last 16 of the Mezz Bucharest Open 2023. Played at the IDM Pool Club in Bucharest, Romania. What a beautiful club it is. Shane breaking from the box once more. Brown 7, bottom yellow ball. So just a brown 7 made. And there's so much to talk about it. Too much to mention. But these players are playing a nice tempo as well, isn't it? Not leaving me a lot of room to talk. You know, I love to talk. About pool anyway. So now what? Combination not available. I think it's just going to cut the 1 into the 6, leave the 1 there, and use the pink and the red ball as a wall of balls, kind of guiding his cue ball towards the 9. So a thin cut, natural cue ball towards the 9. Hard to get the snooker though. Might always leave a little bit of the right side of the 1 ball. Alternatively, what else is there, viewers? Okay, I like it. bit more creative, bit more skill required, but I think he's got the full ball snooker. As you can see, Dillian tapping the rail in appreciation. Has always got the kick off the bottom rail near the turtle rack with a bit of left spin. Kind of trying to do the same as Shane is doing, but I think he's seen a little jump shot option, cannoning off the yellow left side of the yellow one ball, going into the other yellow ball, the winning ball. Needs less than a half ball hit. I think about a third of a ball hit will make his cue ball go there. So you're more likely to hit this ball too thick and then hit the left side of the 9 ball. Oh, see, that's what happened. Yeah, hit it nice, but I had to hit it a tiny bit thinner. Okay, got away with it somehow, at least for the time being. But Dillian might find himself in a more difficult predicament than 10 seconds ago. So what can you do? Probably cut the one on the right side. Can guide the 1 ball just south of the 9 ball and use the pink 4 as a blocker. It's just looking at the 1-3 combination. If that's a combination towards the corner pocket, I think he's not going for that one. Yeah, so looking at the cue ball path, yeah, see, that was my first mentioned option. But needs a good tempo of the object ball and the cue ball and a good line. So kind of like 3 qualities required. And with any kind of shot, pot, positional play, you'd like to keep your degrees of quality required as low as you can. You know, so potting the ball and getting automatic position is nice. Potting the ball and having to use some kind of cue ball manipulation, that's already 2 qualities required. And potting the ball, manipulating your cue ball, and needing to have a very good speed control, that's already 3 degrees of quality required. So you'd like to keep those degrees to a minimum. So quite a bit of thinking for Shane here. You better come up with something good. Now you might cut it and snooker him behind the 2 ball. Ultra thin cut. Hit the rail just north of the 9 ball. Did he hit the rail? Ooh. I mean, did he hit the 1? Either way, ball in the hand for Dillian. Does this 1 ball go into the side? I don't think so. If that's not the case, then all he could do potentially is bank the 1. Strange, isn't it? When you have ball in the hand and you cannot make the ball directly. That seldom happens. Now could either bank it or stop the cue ball behind that 2-3 wall of balls and still bank it but not make it. But he might give Shane a very doable kick, even though he will be stuck against the red and the blue ball. Well, I think the bank is a good thing to go for if it's available, because playing a stop shot on the 1 ball bank gives you a shot on the 2 ball into the bottom left corner pocket and so forth, and then the rack is open. I think these are the times when you have to go for that. I mean, ball in the hand on the bank. I don't think he's going for it though. Maybe he is. You know, you don't want to let your opponent back to the table if you can help it in a high percentage way. Because if you give Shane a chance at a kick, you know, besides hitting it, he can get away with it or snooker you, and then, you know. Lovely. Beautiful. It seems like an ideal line again. So with 1 shot, solved the problem and got his cue ball in an ideal line to continue his run out. Stop the cue ball, just stun it to the left Gives him an ideal straight shot on the 3 ball because the 4 ball is connect the dots, so minimal angle. Now, 9 out of 10 times, if mid-match or further down the line, you're still in the match with Shane, let's see how Dillian's stroke holds up. You know, you might see him not necessarily twitch, but just his timing might desert him a little bit. Oh. Thought the ref was saying something very serious to him on the way through. Basically kind of trying to bring his cue ball back to where it is now. I mean, he will have a shot on the 5 either way. Would like to be straight because making the 5 is going to give him a shot on the 6. And now he's going to roll away a little bit from that line, giving him a thinner cut on the 6 ball initially, unless he wants to come to the left side of the table and back across to the right side, requiring more speed, requiring more accuracy on that 5 ball because the jaws will be less friendly. Yeah, you know, you could operate a full swing, bottom left spin, zigzag the cue, right rail, left side of the left side pocket and back out across the breaking line towards the right side of the table. See, that requires a big stroke. Anyway, here we go. Beautiful. Beautiful shot. You know, we'll sing that Shane's at the table and not Dillian Tiklev. I'd like to see some more matches of this gentleman. Keeping himself inspired. Remember, he missed that 8 ball to go 5-3 up. But it doesn't seem to matter for his motivation. He's also getting opportunities, not necessarily given, but Shane's not playing amazing. But he's also making use of it. So because of Shane giving him opportunities, he can forget about that missed 8 ball unless he thinks about it now. Oh no! Oh. I see, and here, this is where the man might break. Now this is even more difficult to get position on the 9 ball. It needs a very square straight hit to screw his cue ball back. Not easy. Try it. It's good to practice. Zip. Beautiful straight hit. So there we are. Dillian Tiklev, after all those good shots, those missed 2 8 balls, kind of making him float back down to earth. Can he keep himself inspired? He's breaking. Excuse me. 8 ball, bottom right. 5 ball? Neither. Oh, 9 ball! Yes! Imagine if he would have led 5-4, or was it 5-3? 5-4. Okay, so 5-4 to lead by Dillian. Shane to break. Can he make a dent in the games where Shane is breaking? Because he seems, throughout this match, is it 5-all now? Okay, 5-all. Got it. Now, normally we'd fast forward the racking times, not this time. I think our producer was just enjoying watching Shane rack. Okay, here we go. Mid-match, what an important junction here. Even ball game. Shane's been breaking better and better though, moving the cue ball, not making a single ball. Legal break it is with those 3 balls in the breaking area. So again, not being made to pay, Dillian is, for those 2 misses on the 8 ball. Besides losing those 2 games, but straight away getting an opportunity because Shane can't seem to either make a ball or keep control of the table. Of course, Shane had 2 legal breaks and then was snookered on the 2-ball, remember? And that's how this game of random rolling balls goes. So looking to make the 1-ball, but then needs to hold this cue ball at least on the left diagonal of the table, let's say. The line from the yellow to the blue now needs to be on that line or to the left of it, because that 4-ball otherwise turns into a big obstruction. So gearing himself up, needs elevation, needs bottom right spin. I think this is too big of a shot. He might have I think he's better off playing safe, to be honest. Might still get away with it. May also not get away with it. And there you go. So I think that was just too much to ask. Wanted to make the 1-ball and travel his cue ball 3 rails around the balls, well, that were here in the bottom half of the table, with opposing and not complementary side spin as well. Now let's see if Shane takes over from here. But that 4-ball now is unpottable. Pink 4 getting closer to the 7. Now what he can do is bank the 1 and then stunning his cue ball into the 4. Holding the cue ball but opening up the 4-ball so it at least can be made. Because cutting the 1-ball into the nearest pocket won't open up those 2 balls. I can also make the 1 and the 3 and play safe off the 4, depending on where the cue ball ends up. There's a lot of ways to play safe on it. But again, I'd like to keep control and you be the only one coming to the table in this rack. Yeah. Went for my suggestion, but just hit the 1-ball too thick. Okay. So looking ahead, yeah, not an easy rack at all. The cue ball with a cut of 45 degrees or thinner is always going to roll straight into the rail and straight back out. But to make the 1-ball, your cue ball is going to travel to at least the midline of the table, to about the blue spot if you look at it as a snooker table. That can be good enough, but then you have to kind of slow roll the cut on the 1, and you'd like to roll the 1 a little bit harder so that even if it touches the short rail to which it is nearest, it will kind of slide off into the pocket. If you roll it very softly and it hits that short rail that it's near, that short rail might make the 1-ball miss. Yeah. So either way, made the 1-ball, but as you can see, just in general, Dillian showing more emotion, more negative emotional involvement, whereas prior, up to this, up to about 3 racks ago, he was kind of like, he wasn't the perfect player as in quality-wise, although he was pretty darn near, but at least his demeanor was all good, all positive, nice rhythm, and that's where he wants to get back to. Or not go down that slippery slope of negativity, which is easier to do than keeping yourself positive. That's why it's harder to do, keeping positive. A bit of body English. Ooh. Made a good shot though. Good pot on the 3. Knew he was kind of going to come into or towards that 4-ball. Now, did he give himself a perfect angle, just rolling this 4-ball in? Following, I don't think so. He's got a little bit of an angle. He might bump the 5 or 6. Nice. Ooh. Yeah, more cut than he would have liked. And now he needs a specific position on the 6 ball to get to the 7. And he would have liked to make the 5 and have full control of his cue ball. Now he has to make the 5, but it's cutting it so thin that his cue ball is going to travel for at least a meter or so, even if he gives it a lot of screw back. So it needs more quality besides this cut on the 5. Nice. Doesn't want to be dead straight on the 6. If he is, then he could stop it or screw his cue ball slightly back. That would do on the 7. Or he can maybe screw it back towards his bridge hand, off that short rail and towards the 7. I think that's what he's going for. Zip. He's done that before. Nice. So I could slow roll this in. It needs to then just roll forward, but I think he's going to stun it to the right and left across the table. Now remember, Dillian, you've had about 2 very negative experiences towards that top right corner pocket with the 8 ball, but now he's got himself an easier shot and can roll his cue ball or screw it back off the left rail for position on the 9 and the side. Okay, as you can see, back to positivity. I like him. About to lead Shane Van Boening 6-5 in a race to 9. That is nice. He's going to tell some friends about this match either way. There we go. 6-5 Dillian Tiklev against Shane Van Boening. Winner qualifies for the Sweet 16 of the Mezz Bucharest Open 2023. Okay, so normally we fast forward racking and longer thinking times to give you more pure pool playing time in our videos. Just a bit of an editing lull here by Robert Darling Braga. So he's been cutting the break, but hasn't managed to get either the red 3 or the pink 4 into this corner pocket near us, nor the 1 ball in the side. I think in general breaking a bit too hard, but you should also then try to switch sides. Yeah, sometimes balls just go easier from one side rather than the other. That's way too hard. Made a ball, made a legal break, but still that's not a textbook side rail cut break. Nevertheless, got a shot on the 1 with a big reward of a hanging 2 ball in the side pocket and a red 3-4 ball connect the dots and a 6 connect the dots. So make this 1 for a potential 7-5 lead. I mean, me personally, I do like to think about the score. I kind of think, okay, this reward here, I'm leading 6-5. If I make this ball and run out without problems, I can have a 2-game lead. Ooh. Because sometimes if I shot this 1 ball without kind of thinking of the score, then I might miss the 1 ball because I just treat it like any old next chance to run out. Might miss the 1 ball and then go, oh, and I forgot that I just should have made myself aware that the reward would have been a 2-game lead. Anyway, jump shot on the 2 ball. Nice, but not really nice. Nice pot, no good on the position. The only good thing is that making the 3 ball in the bottom right I think is going to make his cue ball just past the pink on the left side, and then come out 2-3 rails for a shot on the pink 4 ball into this pocket near us. I think with a natural cue ball, so then you can focus on making the 3 ball and kind of rolling your cue ball hard enough to come out 3 rails. Okay, I saw it wrong. Hard to see if you're not behind the shot. Good pot on the 3. Ooh, that 4 ball just getting stuck to the rail. Did that kill the bank? Had the 4 ball been half a ball off the rail in the same position, kind of in the same line, the bank would have been, you know, at least a straight ahead hit. Now you might have to hit it slightly to the right, and that will of course widen the angle, so you have to hit it harder to straighten up the 4 ball, thumping it into the rail more, into the rubber. Okay, never went for it, went for the safety. Alright, showing patience, maturity and quality on the safety, because that 4 ball being stuck on the top rail, anything half ball or thicker, either side of it is going to give you a double kiss, keeping those 2 balls near each other for the foreseeable future. So it needs a thin hit, and even then he's going to expose the 4, you'd imagine, to either the left or right corner pocket. No balls to hide behind, or not easy balls to hide behind. Let's see what the legend does. I like it though. Nice 4 ball path and cue ball path, giving it either or both balls a chance to create. So he created the wall of the 6-8 and sent both balls either side of that potential wall. Now if you can imagine the 4 ball being further to the left or to the right and the cue ball, then that 6-8 ball wall doesn't exist. But Shane kind of brought it into being, especially with that 4 ball stuck to the rail and his cue ball far away. That was quality. What to do? Can kick, he might hit the 4 ball full on and cannon off the 8 into the side. 8 ball bottom right corner pocket. Options. Neither, but gave up a shot, albeit Shane is bridging over that 9 ball. Good game so far. I really like it. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are and you haven't yet, smash that like button, then please do so. Feel free while Shane is gearing himself up for this shot, which is tough. Either you want to slow roll it and keep minimal movement off the cue ball after hitting the 4 and get position on the 6 that way, which is not a nice way to shoot it. Okay, so didn't even go for it, went for the safety, but just didn't hit it well. Yeah, so what Dillian's looking at is stunning the cue ball basically towards us, or to the where he's looking at it. If you hit it stop shot, so tip below center, and you have a 5 to 30 degree angle, then your cue ball will travel directly to the right from where he's looking after hitting the 4 ball, and that will give him a shot on the 6 in the right side. That's the easiest position he can obtain, kind of. Alright, tester here. You should see him gearing up for it. Or is he screwing this back with a lot of backspin? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Because, you know, the stun shot, you could have played it with a bit less speed. And the objective or the task is clear and a little bit easier. He may have still had an angled position on the 6 ball in the side, but still screwing it back like that required just a lot more accuracy, better timing, which ultimately took away from potting accuracy. So now, again, remains interesting to see if, it so often happens after kind of not struggling, but trailing, or it being a fairly even ball game up to 6 all, raised to 9. So often the champion player then kind of accelerates, even though he's a bit straight on this 7 ball, but the 8 ball should form not too big of an obstacle. Can screw his cue ball back a few inches or can roll it forward. So it'll be interesting to see. So it will be Shane breaking after this. I think Shane won the lag, so he's breaking all the odd games. So this was a chance, for Dillian. 7-5 and breaking. Oh, could have maybe made 8-5, raised to 9, then he would have had at least 2 breaking opportunities to win the match. As things stand, still all according to serve, basically. 1 ball in the side. Only the 3 ball past the breaking line, so illegal break. Now, is the 2 ball the ball near the 8 or the ball nearest us? I think it's the one nearest us. Yeah, he's got a chance here. Of course, when he leaves the 2 ball, you could stop it right there. If he wants to screw it back, then he first has to avoid 5-9. Well, that will do. Okay, so somehow bring his cue ball back to the center of table, blue spot on the snooker table. Will do, and I can do so by giving his cue ball quite a bit of right spin, straightening it up, and making it turn right off of that short top rail. Or he can play it more naturally with kind of bottom left and come out of the top left corner, but then you're kind of rolling across the funnel rather than into the funnel of position. But that is nice speed control. Never in danger of snookering himself behind the 8. Very good. Would love to be dead straight on the 5, so you can play a stop shot, keep position from the 5 to the 6. You don't want to leave yourself an angle on the 5 and then have to kind of travel away from position and get back into that fairly specific window because of the 8 ball. Interesting racks here, often also created by players breaking dry or making illegal breaks, so we end up playing racks with 8 or 9 balls on the table, which automatically make for a little bit less room to maneuver your cue ball around the table, and more chance for clusters and safeties and a more total pool game requirement. Alright, so he's playing position, apparently, and that's where he was aiming, for the 6 top right corner pocket, so kind of wants to bring his cue ball in the line of the turtle rack and the green 6, unless he wants to keep it there. Now that of course is a definite position. That might sometimes be smart, but then the 6 to the 7 is not automatic. So what do you do? The cue ball didn't have any left spin anymore, so after that short rail he kind of imagined it spinning more into that line that I discussed between the turtle rack and the 6. Then again, thin cut into the corner, cue ball basically a natural high white, making the cue ball go straight into the right rail, zigzagging across, and then again bringing his cue ball back in line of the turtle rack and the brown 7. So what I like is that your position is kind of natural, at the right speed. Always playing it with the right spin. Trying to come back to the middle of table. Ooh, here we go. Nice 6 ball, but cue ball a bit harder than he maybe would have liked. Well, still though. You would like to have this shot, 6 all. Prior to the match, I think he would have bit your hand off had you offered him this. Cue ball though, with a stun shot, is going to hit the 8. But how it will hit the 8 is never a guarantee. Trying to hit it just north of straight ins to bump the 8 towards us. But make the 7 first. This for a potential 6-7 lead. Oh, he hit it too thin. Ay, Dillian. Yikes. Yeah. Too much backspin on his cue ball. Didn't hit the 8 the way he kind of led us believe he would have, or he was going to. And so Shane, I think is this Shane's first? Well, Shane had a lead at 5-4, didn't he? And then Dillian made a 9 ball on the break. 7-6 Shane and Dillian to break. What a match. Good round of 32 battle this is. Now can he break better? Make the pink or the black? No. Made the lowest racked ball. A legal break with the 1 and the 2 passing the breaking line. He's got an elevated bridging cut on the 1 ball. With the cue ball coming off the short rail and traveling kind of towards the right side. If he hits it thin enough, it might travel towards the blue too. And then we have a 4-7 combination. That's fairly doable if you're straight in on it. He's going for it. The good thing is about these cuts, I like it, is that you can't really overcut it. So hit it as thin as you can without missing the whole ball, of course, or without being in danger of missing the whole ball. Because if I hit this ball too thick, I'm kind of kicking myself. You know that the brief is to hit it very thin because you've got about an 80-degree angled cut. So don't hit it too thick. Nice bit of body English there. Oh, quality. Might be stuck on the rail, but at least he's got a straight in 2, and therefore will have a straight in 4-7 combination. So keeping the quality coming, Dillian is, and I'm really impressed by him. I'm looking forward to seeing him more on the World 9-ball circuit. He may just be an Eastern European tournament player though, and might not venture out much. But maybe he should. Alright. 2-ball potting accuracy required. The rest is for free. Aye. Alright. So Shane, such an angle on the 2-ball that he's going to have to spin his cue ball with natural cue ball line and left spin and try to spin it back, kind of back to where it is now, maybe a little bit south of there. Naturally, that's where it will end up. Basically, kind of trying to hit the 3rd rail where his bridge hand is near now. Of course, Shane so regularly facing these kind of situations, fairly even ball game, race to 9, playing 9-ball, well, all kinds of stuff can happen and will happen. And this is usually the time where he kind of definitely brings it. Ooh. Yeah, I was glad the 4-ball stayed, although now I'm not sure if the 5 ball passes the 6 into the left side. That would be lovely. If that's not the case, then shooting the 5 ball in either left corner pockets, whether it's the far or the nearest pocket to us, position on any of those two pots is hard to obtain. Needs quality, very specific type of thick hit on the 4 ball, and then speed and spin control as well. He's trying to play this rail first, so a lot of right spin. Might hit the 9 even. Jeez. I mean, that's not how he imagined it. Also, because in making the 5 top left, even hitting at warp speed, his cue ball will first have to travel all the way to the right rail below the side, and then back over to kind of where it is now. Here we go. Is this going to be 8-6 for Shane after this shot, most likely? Or will Dillian find himself with a chance for 7-all? Nice. Quality when it matters. Accuracy when the pressure's on. Signs of a champion. That being the world 9-ball champion. Lovely title to have. Nice. Right, so Shane taking a 2-game lead in what is essentially a race to 3 for a place in the last 16. Loving this match so far. So this 9-ball. And then it will be, let's see, 8-6, game 15, so that's Shane to break as well. So he's moved his cue ball all around from the right box, left box, right side, left side. Hasn't been able to find comfort. Made the 1-ball. Ooh, and the 6 and the 7 make it a legal break because they just entered into the break-in area. And the lovely 2-ball hanging over the pocket, the 3-ball hanging over the pocket. Now can handle quite a few angles or no angle on the 3-ball to get position on the pink 4. Ooh, I mean, he actually loved that little kiss on the 9 eventually because his cue ball was looking like rolling straight towards the red 3 and could have even scratched in the left side, I think. Okay, a bit more accuracy required with that 9-ball being placed in a different position, taking away the options for the 5-ball and position on the 4. Okay, if he's straight in, he can roll the 4-ball in and shoot the 5 into the left side that he just shot the 3-ball in. Let's see. Yeah, and as it's looking, isn't it 6-6? And Dillian had that kind of jacked up 1-ball. Kind of played it, in my opinion, with too much draw. And since then, you know, we haven't seen any of Dillian's positive quality play. Made 1 or 2 mistakes after that. And Shane essentially hasn't made a detrimental mistake. Okay, fairly straight position on the 7-ball, or a little angle or a lot of angle. Can handle a lot of positions on the 7 to get to the 8. Just checking exactly where that 6-ball is. It might look unmissable, but if it's stuck against that jaw, you might need to hit it thinner than you initially thought. Perfect angle. Of course, needs to avoid getting snookered behind the 9. Can give it maximum bottom right draw and hit this side rail, right rail just before the side pocket. or stun it over to the center of the table, or do something completely different than the two options I mentioned. A bit more angle than you would have liked. Now he's almost forced to shoot the 9 ball where the 8 ball will be going in. Let's see, he drags his cue ball. Nice. Okay, so Shane survives. Good ending to his match. Dillian, beautiful game, up to 6-6. Thanks for watching. Shane van Boening into the last 16, and more matches to follow. We thank you for your eyes. Let us know who you'd like to see in other matches. Have a look through our library. It's packed with quality world pool action, and we'll see you next time.